change. So you should start by getting yourself a pair of ramps. These are currently listed on O'Reilly's at $60 plus tax.
You're gonna snug them right up under the tires, huh?
Our guys just snug them right under the tires, right?
Yeah, mine won't with the tires. I have the steering wheel straight though.
Alright. Snug them up right under the tire.
You're gonna snug it right there so you can just drive straight up on it. There you go.
All that I can do without having to go on tippy toes.
Yeah. So what happens next?
You drain the oil, which is under the car.
So what do we need to do that?
You can round it back if you want.
Whenever you're ready.
Next, we're gonna drain the oil and screw the drain plug, which is at the bottom of the engine.
It's just a bolt at the bottom of the engine, right?
At the bottom of the engine.
Okay.
Oh, look.
And you're draining into what?
A pan like this.
It's about $15?
$15.
From O'Reilly's.com.
O'Reilly's.com.
Okay.
And
oh, what else did you want to tell us?
It has an oil leak. So you should be having someone check it at a shop. But in the meantime, check your oil every time you fill up with gasoline.
About once a week or so?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Go for it.
Which way does it go, this way?
Oh, yeah. Go towards you.
Daddy, I'm proud of myself for changing Will's oil.
The old oil's gonna come spilling out. Don't be afraid just because he's using a wrench. This is something anybody can do.
Mm-hmm.
There it goes. Nasty, dirty. He's putting the drain plug where he'll be able to find it again later.
Uh-huh. Hey, Daddy, can you give me a rag, please? Thank you.
He's cleaning his hand and the tool. Hey, Howie, while we're waiting, what can you do with this old, nasty used oil?
Look at auto parts store that has it.
You can take it to an auto parts store?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what kind of auto parts stores do you recommend?
O'Reilly's.
O'Reilly's? Good.
AutoZone, Napa,
AutoZone or Napa, whatever you've got near you.
Advance, whatever you got near you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, anytime.
Okay, I found it.
Wait, tell us what you're doing.
I'm putting the drain plug back in.
You're putting the drain plug back in.
It's this thing.
The bolt. Okay, go for it.
I figured I'd show the people what it is,
Good.
so they know what to look for.
So they know what to look for.
And you hand tighten it first.
Good.
And then you use your tool
You use your wrench.
or whatever you have.
Okay, tell us what you're doing.
Now I'm gonna wipe the surface off.
Where you're seeing the oil leakage and the oil spills.
Mostly by the drain plug.
By the drain plug, okay.
So now we are gonna put the oil back in this oil filter wrench.
Oh, what does it do?
It gets the oil filter off.
So you
And back
wrap it
on.
around it and
Take it off.
yank. All right. And we should have showed you while he was underneath. This one you access from underneath. So we'll have him bring it out and show us what it looks like.
Oh yeah, Honda. I like your design.
You like what?
Honda's design.
So you're just gonna have to look on your vehicle to find where it is.
What?
Is your drain pan still there?
Oh wait.
Keep your drain pan where you can drop that dirty, nasty filter underneath. Look at those mosquito bite legs.
Yeah, you know. Show the whole world.
Oh, we're showing the whole world.
You need to wipe the surface before you put it on. The new oil filter on.
Wipe the surface before you put the new one on. Okay, thank you.
Back under the car we go.
Alrighty. Do that again.
Pinches. See how that pinches?
Yeah.
So this is to go on. If the engine's right here.
Uh-huh.
So this is to go on, and this is to go off. Because you see how that pinches?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
If the engine is where the wheels is.
So you flip it back and forth depending on whether it's going on or off to tighten it up.
And he's missing some
You pinch with that wrench to get
Yeah, I
the
gotta get where you're.
Let me open the box, so. This is the new filter.
Where do you buy a filter?
O'Reilly's.
Or any auto parts store, huh?
O'Reilly's or any auto parts store.
You just tell them the make and model of your car
You can
and
tell them to make a model of your car and the year possibly.
okay. Now what do you want people to know when it comes to buying filters? You shouldn't buy
Buy the cheapest if you can, but if you can't buy the cheapest, it's better to change your oil than not to.
So what you're saying is, if you can afford it, you shouldn't buy the very cheapest. But if
Correct.
that's all you can afford, it's better to get the very cheapest and change your oil
And then not,
than to leave it alone.
and then leave it alone.
Good. Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
So now you're going to use that wrench. Pinch.
But yeah.
It's going to go back under and put that filter on.
And I need the old one off.
And he's wiping the
I
surface.
need the old one off first.
So tell us what you're doing.
I'm gonna put oil on the face of this.
How much?
Yeah, that how much?
Just a little, huh?
Look, just get your finger wet with it.
Alright.
So just poke your finger in there. Good. Good. And then wipe it. Perfect.
Like this, Daddy.
So Dad's checking the tightening. What advice did you have?
After the gasket touches the oil pan, a turn to a turn and a half will be good for tightening.
Okay, you don't need to go more than that.
No.
All right,
Is that
thank
it?
you.
Yep.
Sweet.
Dad approved. Here's the old nasty oil in the old used filter. Gross! Go.
Now I'm taking the oil filler plug off.
This is, where you're going to put oil in. How do you know that's where the oil goes?
Engine oil, save 5W20.
It tells us to put
5W20.
5W20 type oil in there. What is that?
The oil.
It's a funnel, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Not one you use for eating, right?
Correct.
Okay. So now you're putting in new clean oil. How much oil should you put in?
3.5.
So this particular car takes 3.5 quarts. Ooh, look how clean that is. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But most gasoline engines take between 3 and
4.
3 and 5, yeah. Do you remember what a diesel takes?
Nope.
Somewhere between 5 and 15 quarts of oil. So that was one.
Mm-hmm. And we should normally put this in, but my dad has this.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
They're both 5W20.
Yep.
So here's number 2. Do you want to take a little drink and see what you think?
No.
No, don't drink it. This is not the same as cooking oil. We've seen horror stories on the internet where people have put cooking oil in their engines. It's not equipped for that. 2.
Dad said 3.5, right?
Howie's putting in the last of 3.5 quarts. What would happen if you didn't have enough oil in your engine?
It would explode.
It would explode.
Now I'm going to clean my mess up.
Good. While you're holding that rag, can you show us how to check the oil?
Sure.
How do you know what dipstick to pull?
On this, it's orange. And it actually doesn't say oil.
It doesn't say oil on it, so how would you know?
It comes out of the engine.
Because it's coming out of the engine, not the transmission, not the water reservoir. Okay, so he cleans it off.
Dips it back in.
Dip it back in for a fresh look.
It's overfull because we haven't started it.
It's a little bit over full because we haven't started it. Show us the 2 little dots, bud.
And here's the 2 little dots where it should be at.
Yep, you want it between those 2 dots. Once he starts the car up, that brand new oil filter will take some of the oil and then it will be right on the mark for oil. So he started the engine, and now where's that oil? Hold on, let me get it
It's right on the money.
right on the money between the 2 dots. Okay,
And that's how you change oil.
perfect. Say it nice and enthusiastic.
And that's how you change oil.